Prepare yourself for new emergency orders to be drafted, to be written, to be constructed and concocted by the Biden administration that can, in essence, unlock and create special presidential powers that can constrict freedom and movement and order quarantines and the like without requiring congressional approval. Think War Powers Act, but in this weird way. And what you are going to be doing is there are going to be people using emergency versions of laws that have been enacted before. You will also be seeing something which is very interesting, and it's going to be a remnant of the, dare I say, from the Cheney administration, not the Biden, not the Bush, but the Cheney, where his buddy David Addington and he used to reform and constitute the unitary executive. Now, I know I'm throwing words out that most people are saying, what the hell is he talking about? Which, by the way, a lot of people say anyway. But this was a move after post 9/11 that gave W, and specifically President Cheney, the option to absolutely, positively rewrite the separation of powers by boosting the power of the unitary executive, meaning that that Article 2, that the administration, the executive, is to assume a period or a position of preeminence. And any reason they want, anything they want to do it, any reason that they think makes sense, they can use. Anything. Climate, pandemics. The idea is more and more control. Let me explain in a moment. Let me first ask you, please, as usual, to subscribe to Lionel Nation on YouTube. Please hit the bell to be notified of live streams and new videos. Please like this video. Liking this video puts us into weird kind of, it shows likes and CPMs and this and that and algorithms. It changes the course of our penetration, so to speak. So please do this. And right now, I cannot emphasize enough right now, as we face climate and weather disasters, cataclysms, concatenations of chaos, the likes of which we've never seen before. And that's why emergency food is so critical. Now, this is a no-brainer. Go to preparewithlionel.com. I've got the link here for you. And right now they're knocking $200 off of a 3-month emergency food supply. Now you've got to see this. Now, a lot of people, you've never really seen the state of the art. We're talking 6 of these rugged buckets, these water resistant buckets that are beautifully stacked and modular, 120 pounds of food, 21 varieties of breakfast, lunches, dinners, snacks, drinks with a 25-year shelf life in resealable, heavy-duty, 4-layer pouches with oxygen absorbers, no MSG. This is, you're not going to believe this, but the bottom line is this. Go to preparewithlionel.com, because the first time there is going to be the first indicium of a disaster, all hell breaks loose, stores close, and you are SOL. Do you hear me? And I think you know what that means. Preparewithlionel.com. For you and your family, you've got to have one of these 3-month supplies they recommend per person in your home. If after what's going on, you ever were to think that prepping or preparing for food is lunacy, if you honestly preparewithlionel.com, you're going to thank me. Now, a while back, and this is important, and you can read of this, people are talking about this. A while back, there was this wonderful suggestion that, in fact, other people did this as well. There was it was a means of using presidential signing statements, PDDs, presidential daily directives, signing statements, all of these new ways to construct and reconstruct and refabricate orders whereby he bypasses the legislature or basically signs an order that says, I do not want, how do I say this? I do not want to follow this because I think it is not commensurate with my duties. Remember years ago, there was this, when John McCain, before he went crackers, he offered an anti-torture statute. And George W. said, oh, I'll sign it. As you're going to say, yeah, I'm going to sign it, but not right now. But I'm going to sign the bill. Well, he signed it, but he also signed a signing statement that said, I will only enforce this to the extent that it is commensurate and consistent with my Article 2 duties, blah, 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 which basically says, I'm not going to enforce this. Now, think about this. Hallie Jackson of NBC was giving a speech or doing a presentation and said something to the effect that President Biden is in the face of these disasters, of now facing new pressure to declare climate change a national emergency. And it's something the Democrats have been hoping for even before Congress passed sweeping climate laws last year. And what they're saying right now is that we are in some form of an emergency, a worldwide emergency. And what they're saying is, what would that do? They're suggesting, Democrats are suggesting, that declaring an emergency can unlock special powers for a president in a crisis without necessarily needing approval from Congress, thanks to a law passed 50 years ago. And since then, even the president has declared at least one emergency during their time in office. Trump signed one in the pandemic. George W. Bush declared one after 9/11. And now 57% of voters, they believe, support the naming of a new national emergency or climate, so to speak, if Congress doesn't act accordingly. So this is something which I am telling you, and I'm trying to bring to your attention. I'm trying to explain it, I think, and I hope in a rational way, perhaps. But what many of us would consider to be not tantamount to fires, earthquakes, immediate disasters, they are suggesting, and President Biden and his acolytes are suggesting, that it's time for him to declare war, so to speak, which is tantamount to this, on environmental activities and the like. Environmental disasters, climate change. Now, what does that mean? What do we do to combat that? That is the $1 million question. Well, what do we do? A fire is one thing, put out the fire. What do I do? Immediate EV, electrovoltaic mandates and turbines and staying put, not driving, not traveling, not using, drastically minimizing, they're going to make their word up, it's a neologism, your carbon footprint, a host of things. This is happening now. They're going to say that climate change. And the other night during those stupid debates, they turned to some kid who said, climate change is our number one concern. What are you talking about? What would you like us to do? I don't know. It's just a concern. Well, you know what? Sadness is a concern, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do to ward off that either. So remember, when you see Biden and he looks like he can't pick up a beach chair, or he looks like he's shuffling around, he is the titular person in charge of destroying our system of governance, of order, of liberty. He is a tyrant. He is the Manchurian candidate. He is going to be signing into effect authority and orders that nobody will be able to appeal. Nobody will appeal. The courts have shut down. DOJ, nobody is going to ask any questions. We still don't know who stole the Dobbs memo. We still don't know who were the people who basically allowed, or was there anybody who got after those individuals who intimidated Supreme Court justices. The same people who wanted to go after justices all of a sudden because of their trips or whatever. So there's a full frontal attack against Article 3 divisions, against Congress, because what Biden and others are saying is through unitary executive like kind of flim-flammery, I'm going to move away from you. And we're seeing a total and a total and complete kind of a reconfiguration of the Constitution. So, dismiss this at your peril. Ignore this at your peril. I'm telling you right now, these are times that I cannot believe are even possible. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget, preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Go to the link right now that's attached here. Save yourself, save your family, the big one's coming. And a couple of years ago, you would have said, I think you're overreacting. Now, they're announcing fire NATOs. What is this? Comment as you see fit.